my channel. Today I am in Boston and I am on a mission to find the best lobster roll. So I'm not exactly sure how many places I'm going to today, but I just got to my first stop. I'm with my godparents and my parents. I need to buy sunglasses because I cannot see and I forgot them at home. But this first stop is called Yankee Lobster. It's near the piers in Boston, south of like where the North like Italian village is. So yeah, let's go try out our first lobster roll.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be 41.18. What's your name?
Thought I ordered two.
Yes.
If we're gonna have 5 of them, there ain't no friggin' way.
Okay, so here is this is the Maine, right? This is Maine style lobster roll, so it's cold. It's got mayo and celery, and it's on a hot buttered bun. I'm so good.
That being said,
That does not suck. All right, and this is the Connecticut style, right? Connecticut style is hot with butter, and it looks like they have some kind of seasoning on it. Eh? So New England styles are always my favorite. So it's definitely my favorite here still, but that's probably the best hot buttered lobster roll I've ever had. I was worried that it's gonna get overcooked, like when you cook lobster twice, you have to cook it and then take it out of the shell and then heat it up again. It can dry out really, really easily. And so typically I don't like hot lobster dishes because of that reason, but this is really, really good. Not overcooked at all. So starting off on a good foot here. So we just left the first lobster roll place. I'm actually in the shade now so I can kind of see. And we're coming up to James Hook Lobster, which is the second lobster roll place of the day. I think it's just gonna be me eating this time.
sorry, hon.
You're good. Oh, hello. Talk about fresh. I want you. My goodness. Get a large one and we can share it.
They not grill the roll.
Okay, so this is James Hook and Company. We actually passed the billboard, which was on the water, and we thought that was the actual restaurant, but it wasn't. It was just a rickety old building that said the name of it. So it's actually a trailer that is off the water, and they've got this like covered pavilion area for everyone to sit at. So we decided to get. They only serve cold lobster rolls, so we decided to get the large, which was $23.99, just $1 cheaper than the place that we were just at. And they have more lobster in it. So the other place that they put a quarter pound, and this is like about a half of a pound. I already took a bite out of it, so sorry. But the bun is different. It's more like a Kaiser like hot dog bun that still feels toasted, but not toasted as much as the other. The other was like buttered and like grilled on the side, and this is just, it seems to be just toasted on the inside, so I don't really feel much of a toast on the outside. Either way, let's try it. So you know they're fresh because there's literally a tank of lobster just sitting in there. So the lobster tastes as fresh as it actually is. This actually has less in it as far as like what's mixed into the actual lobster roll, but it seems like there's a little bit more mayo. So the last place, a little less filler. This place, a little bit more mayo, but no celery or anything else. It's just very, very plain. I think this is a better value, but I think I prefer the flavor and the taste of the first place better, Yankee Lobster. So I think I prefer the taste of Yankee Lobster roll better, but I wish they added more lobster into theirs because I think that the James Hook is a better deal. Moving on. Alright guys, so I'm on day 2 now of my lobster roll tour in Boston. I just walked from Southie all the way to the North End, which actually only took me about 45 minutes, and I'm really happy I did that because I ate a lot in the past couple of days. But today I'm actually going to 3 North End spots. So I'm actually starting at Neptune, if you can see it in the background. Neptune has been named like one of the better places to get lobster rolls, like the top place. The wait is like 45 minutes for most people right now. So we'll see if it lives up to the hype. Alright guys, sorry, it's kind of loud in here, but the line is way too long and I am not attempting to go outside for this. Anyways. It's a pretty good size. The bun is really nicely toasted. And it's obviously not like all lobster, there's like no filler. Like a little bit of mayo, but it's right. The lobster is really tender, really, really fresh. To be expected. The bun is also really nice. I feel like it's kind of a combination of the first 2 we had so far. So it kind of feels like a Kaiser roll, like a hot dog bun style, but it's much better grilled than the last Kaiser bun, which was at James Hook. So it's like a nice combo because it's sturdy but toasty. It's just so lightly dressed with the mayo. There's like a little bit of earth in it, like just a very small amount. But the whole thing is so well seasoned. I honestly think this is my favorite so far. And I had heard mixed reviews. People that, you know, have waited in this line for a really long time because they hear that it's so good. And then it ends up like not meeting their expectations because they're set so high. That was it. But I would definitely wait in line again. There's also like a nice amount of black pepper in here, which doesn't make it spicy, but you can taste the spice of the black pepper, which I think is like really good. You can see it too.
Can I also get a Coke or Pepsi, whichever one you have?
I have 2 more lobster rolls to eat after this, just so you know. Who's that? Obviously good enough for me to finish. Next stop is actually right next door. So we're gonna go to a place called Pollys. And it's literally one door down. So I will meet you guys over there. Got to Neptune at the right time because the line is obnoxiously long now. And I told you guys that Pollys is right next to Neptune's. It's literally right next door. So let's go try it out. Alright, so I just ordered a cold lobster roll from Pollys. It's apparently 7 ounces of lobster that they put inside, and it is actually only $17.99. If you get the hot buttered lobster roll, it's $19.99. I'm not sure why it's extra because there's really no filler in this. It seems smaller, but this is actually the type of bun that I prefer. It just looks really, really buttery. You can see, you can hear. And you can just smell the butter. Which I'm a huge fan of. It's really interesting, by the way, doing this out in public because everybody just like stops and starts asking you questions. And points and starts talking about you. So I'm just like getting used to it still, but you know, work with me here. Okay, so anyways, this is Polly's. And we're gonna try it now. So the bun is my favorite part. The lobster is just a little overdone. Yeah, that piece was really overdone. Some of the larger pieces are not as bad. And it is just like a little fishy. It's still not bad. It's like, it's hard to compare because I just came from Neptune. And I swear I've never had lobster. What is in my mouth? I've never had lobster cooked so well in my life. As the one that I had at like Neptune's. It was just perfection. So eating this right after going to Neptune's, like, it's still not bad though. If you get a bite with like the larger pieces of lobster, the lobster is really, really tender. There's really not a whole lot to this, so it's just like a little bit of mayo. I don't see any like celery or herbs or anything like that. But I just like love this bun so much. It's so buttery. And proportionally, like this is the right amount of bread to lobster. I think that, which one was it? James Hook, I thought there was too much bread. I even thought there was a little too much bread at Yankee Lobster, but their lobster was better. So I'm honestly not sure how to rate that. Or a better word would be rank. Like I don't really know where this one would fall in the rankings right now. But the good news is that I just ate 2 lobster rolls and I have 1 more to eat today. So I'm actually not sure what the name of the next place is. I'll update you guys on those. All right, so we got one more place to go, and I will see you guys there. Alright, so we're at Northend Oyster. I just ordered the Lobster Roll. It is much smaller, I will say. They said that they literally have their lobsters brought in fresh every single morning, and that they're back there shucking lobsters, and that this is the freshest lobster that you can get in Boston. This is $29, and like I said, it's smaller. So I just don't know how it could possibly be that much better than some of the other places. But let's find out. Wow. Okay. I just said Neptune was the best lobster I've ever had. I think this is the best lobster I've ever had. It's not like it's a crazy, crazy amount better, but this lobster meat is definitely a little bit sweeter. It's just outrageously tender. And the thing that I like most about this, actually, aside from like how delicious the lobster is that the bun is literally perfect. It is so buttery. It's crispy. It's not too chewy, but it still holds together when you eat it. There's not too much bread. And I was worried, just by looking at the outside of it, that there was going to be way too much bread. But you can see that it's not like mostly bread on the inside, you know what I mean? This is... I keep getting lobster stuck in the center of my teeth. I'm a freaking mess. This is the best lobster roll I've ever had. It's so good. The bun is perfect. The lobster is perfect. If anything, they don't need this much mayo. I feel like it doesn't even need to be dressed this much because it's just that good by itself. But that being said, I think that the flavor of like the mayonnaise that they're using is amazing. The chives on top have this like really nice freshness, which is I think something that like James Hook was missing, like that herbaceous note. So I don't know, guys. This is like exactly what I want a lobster roll to be when I order one, and I do not mind at all that it's a little bit smaller and that I have to pay a little bit more. It's in my opinion, it's worth it. And I didn't have to wait in line when I got here. I sat right down and my lobster roll came out within like 5 minutes, no joke. I mean, granted, it was pretty slow when I got here and it's just started filling up, but yeah, I would much rather come here for a lobster roll. Not that Neptune's isn't amazing, because that's my second favorite, I think, right now. But yeah, to not have to wait in line, and this was actually a little bit cheaper. Whatever, got food in my hair. So good. So good. Guys, that was freaking amazing. All right, meet me outside and we will talk about how I'm gonna rank these from 1 to 5. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay guys, I just finished my 3rd lobster roll today and my 5th lobster roll for this lobster roll tour, and I have made my decision. So in 5th place, I've got to go with Polly's because the lobster was overcooked, and it's a lobster roll. Lobster is the most important thing. Some of the lobster was not overcooked, but it was inconsistent. Some pieces were, some pieces weren't. So that was my number 5 for that reason. My number 4 was James Hook. And the lobster was really great at James Hook. It wasn't overdone. It was a little sweet, but I really didn't like the bun. It was like almost tasted stale. It was like a Kaiser roll, hot dog roll. It wasn't like super toasted. And the like lobster like salad, like the mayonnaise mixture stuff, did not have like, the whole street's open. People just walk right through me. Anyways, so the roll was not my favorite, and then the lobster salad itself just didn't have a whole lot of flavor. Like they used a little bit of mayo, but the mayo wasn't really seasoned with anything. It didn't have like celery. I couldn't taste really much salt either. So overall under seasoned, but the lobster was good. So that's why it's my number 4. My number 3 was Yankee Lobster. I thought the lobster was really fresh. It was sweet. It tasted really good. The like salad itself, like the mayo that they used with it, was really well seasoned, I thought. I liked that they had celery in it, so I think celery and lobster go really well together. And there was some herbs, so I appreciated like the freshness that contributed. I also really liked the bun on that one. I did think there was a little bit too much bread and there was not that much lobster. So everything tasted good. I just thought proportionally it was a little bit off. So that is why that is my number 3. My number 2 is Neptune. So Neptune's lobster at the time was like the best lobster that I'd ever had. It was so tender, it was sweet. I thought just like the subtle herbaceousness, they definitely added a little bit of herbs, but not too much, so you could still just taste the lobster, like the pureness of the lobster. It didn't take away, those herbs didn't take away from the flavor of the lobster, which I really liked. I also really liked that they used black pepper, because you really taste the black pepper. You could see like the little specks of it too, so I thought that added something, a really nice note to it. The roll kind of reminded me of James Hook, so it was kind of like that hot dog, like Kaiser roll feel, but it was just more toasted and you could actually see the grill marks on it. So the bun had much better flavor than at James Hook and it was more toasted. So for those reasons, that is why Neptune is number 2. Delicious, delicious lobster roll. And my number 1 is North Square Oyster. Oh my gosh, I have like I told you guys, Neptune was like the best lobster I'd ever had, and then I came here, and that is like by far the best lobster I've ever had. It was so tender. It was just cooked perfectly. It was so sweet. They say they shuck their lobsters every single day. I don't know if the other restaurants do that or not, but it just tasted so fresh and so sweet. It was a little bit smaller and it was on the expensive side, but I would much rather come back here and pay the $30 for the smaller lobster roll because it tastes that good. As far as the salad in it, there was a bit of mayonnaise and there was some chives on top. It was really well seasoned, so it was salted nicely. It brought out the flavor of the lobster really well, and the bun was absolute perfection. It was buttered on either side. It was toasted really nicely. It was soft, but had like a really gentle chew to it. So just everything about that lobster roll was amazing. Plus, I didn't have to wait in line like I did at Neptune, because Neptune I had to wait like 20 or 25 minutes. It was such a pain in the ass to go in there and have to walk back out. It's so small in there. I walked into Northend Oyster, was sat immediately, got my lobster roll in 5 minutes. I mean, you can't beat that. So, congratulations to Northend Oyster. You are my number one. That is absolutely the place I'd recommend you go to try lobster roll if you come to Boston. But you guys have to just come and try them all for yourself too. This is my opinion. This is what I think. I'm happy to contribute my thoughts, but I highly recommend you guys come and try all of these rolls for yourself, and then comment below and let me know what you thought, if it was your favorite, or if there was another place that did one better. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on my mukbang out and about. My last one was tea time at that restaurant, but it was still kind of stationary. So this is just like completely new for me. It's taking a little bit of getting used to because people just stop and stare and ask questions and they get in my way, and that bothers me. But it's super fun. So if you liked this video, if you like this new style of video, give me a like. Comment below if you have any other suggestions for types of food that I should eat out in other cities. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love for you to subscribe. I like to give my very honest reviews of the food that I eat when I go out so that I can help you decide whether or not it's worth it for you to go there yourself. And yeah, guys, this was fun. Tomorrow's my last half day in Boston, and then I'm going to New York City where I plan to do a couple of mukbangs there, so stay tuned for that. And otherwise, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Have